Welcome to Seton Cardinal Spotlight, the show where only the best of the best get to shine. I'm your host, Colby Cox, and today we have yet another special guest with us here this morning. She is the founder and team captain of the new Seton Catholic swim team. That person is Katelyn Meeks. Welcome on, Katelyn.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. So, I want to start off by asking you, what inspired you to be a swimmer? When and what inspired you?
What inspired me was kind of like the effort involved in the sport. It takes a lot of time to really practice and get good at it. Also, another thing is I was kind of forced a little bit to do it. My mom said, well,
Really?
You need to do a sport. So I decided to swim.
So you were kind of corralled into it.
Yep, I was.
I see. So how old were you when you started swimming?
I was about 11 or 12 years old when I started. I was kind of older when I started. More people start when they're like 6 or 7, so I was kind of at the older end of that group.
All right, and so what did you do to start a swim team here at Seton? Because this is the first time we've ever had a swim team here at Seton. I mean, you knew that obviously,
Yeah.
but so what did you do to get that going?
What we kind of did is we talked with like Mr. Tremaine and Mr. Markward. I said I really would like a swim team. I think it'd be a great addition to the school, a new winter sport, also a sport that girls could do in the winter since we didn't have a basketball team this year.
Right.
And I thought it would be really inspiring to me to watch other kids do the sport I really love and enjoy doing. And there were some people that came out and really put their heart into it this year and really tried it for the first time. And I was so proud of that.
Yeah, you've had a pretty good turnout for the new swim team. How would you say that they're all doing this year in terms of their...
They are doing so awesome this year. Tonight is the guys' sectionals, so it'll be the final time they swim this season. The girls' sectionals had their about 2 weeks ago. All of them dropped time. Josie got to the podium and placed second in one of her events in the 200 IM. She was close to making it to state this year.
Really?
Also, like Kendall and Christina, brand new swimmers. They've really stepped it up. They dropped a bunch of time. I've seen so much improvement in them, and that is awesome to watch. For the guys, Garrett, Nick, and Zach, they did so awesome. Zach, especially, he dropped over a minute on his 200 freestyle.
Wow.
Garrett's really stepped it up a lot. He's been trying to come to practice more, really putting in the effort, the work, and the time. Nick has improved on his technique so much, and I'm so amazed at it.
Awesome. That's awesome. So who's coaching for your team this year?
Well, my parents are the coaches, but let's just put it this way, they're not a coach. They watch me swim and stuff like that. Me and my sister kind of learn from that, but they're not like full on know everything about swimming. Me and Josie have been really put to the test this year on coaching other people, so it's really made me, I've had to learn a lot about like patience and stuff like that. And also like having the time to really work with them and stuff and really kind of help them develop their strokes and stuff, because it does take a lot of patience and time to do that.
So you've really had to coach your own team this year, haven't you?
Yeah.
How hard is that?
It's pretty hard because when you're a team captain, you're kind of in this leadership position, it's really hard to guide them because they will test your limits and test your patience, but you just have to be patient, keep a positive attitude, just be calm. Make sure you're being a good leader to them. Make sure you're kind of making sure they step it up a little bit and kind of working hard at it and keep kind of inspiring them to keep going and doing.
Right. Since Seton doesn't have a swimming pool of its own, where do you guys go to practice and compete?
We practice at Earlham at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's more motivation than I have.
a lot of tiring mornings. But Centerville has been so nice and kind and is very sympathetic to our situation and let us use their pool, which is awesome of them. So we've been doing some night practices there, but we've really had to use Earlham a lot in the morning. A lot of the kids are kind of tired in the morning and don't want to pay attention that well, but they've really stepped it up in that way too, of having to get up and really come to practice.
Well, that's awesome for Centerville. Do that. Would you say that they've been very helpful in the formation and the propagation of your swim team?
Yeah, they've been pretty helpful. They've also let us like kind of tag along in their meets and stuff. So, and the kids on the Centerville team have just been awesome to us, have been really welcoming and friendly. So it's been pretty good there.
Right. Going into the actual swimming itself, what would you say are what are some of the styles of swimming strokes that you guys practice? The styles of swimming, the styles of strokes, and do you have any favorites?
Okay, so there's 4 strokes in swimming.
Okay.
There's freestyle, there's backstroke, and there's breaststroke. My favorite, and also butterfly, I forgot to mention that one. My favorite is butterfly. Now in events and swimming wise, there's like a 200 IM, which means individual medley. So what you do in a medley, you swim all 4 strokes in the event. So my sister does that. She'll swim butterfly, back, breast, and free. There's also, and like backstroke, a lot of the, we've had 2 of them really swim backstroke this year, really worked on that. It's 100. So that's 4 laps. You'll go down, back, down, back. In breaststroke, there's 100 breaststroke. Garrett's done a lot of that, so is Josie. Also, there's the 500 freestyle. That's like 20 laps of swimming.
Wow.
Really a lot of time and effort. Zach this year, our brand new swimmer, stepped up and did it for the first time. That was so awesome to watch. Also, Josie's done it too. Also, there's the 200 freestyle. That's just only 8 laps, so not as long. I've stepped up and done the 100 butterfly almost at every meet. Very tiring stroke to do. And also, there's relays. So in a relay, you have 4. So we were able to have, luckily, a girls' relay this year for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's a medley relay and a freestyle relay. So in the medley relay, everybody swims a different stroke. So, like, for example, Christina will swim the backstroke, Josie swims the breaststroke, I do the butterfly, and Kendall does the freestyle. So everybody's swimming their own event. The freestyle one is just mainly in order. Everyone swims a 50 freestyle as fast as they can to sprint to the other end to get a good time on it. And the one thing I love about the relays though is everybody has to work together. And that kind of builds like a good team unity bond in swimming and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So looking at the season as a whole, how would you say it went and what was your record?
So this year, the swim season as a whole, I am so impressed and proud of all of them. They've really stepped it up. Their attitudes have changed tremendously. And they've all just put in the work, the effort, and time. Because believe me, swimming is not that sport you can just get good overnight. It takes a lot of practice and effort to put into to get good at. Okay. So some of the records that were this year. So Josie has a few of the records. She has the 200 IM, the 500 freestyle, the 100 freestyle, and the 100 breaststroke. And all the girls obviously hold the first ever relay records too. Christina, brand new swimmer, holds our 100 backstroke record, which is so awesome. I'm proud of her. I have the 100 butterfly and the 50 free. So on the guy side for kind of like the records and stuff, Zach has about the 200 freestyle. Garrett has the 100 breaststroke, and Nick has the 100 backstroke, which is awesome. But unfortunately, we weren't able to have a guys relay to have a record in there, so I'm hoping we get enough guys next year to have one. That'd be awesome. So those are some of the records and stuff like that. But as a team, they've really pushed themselves to get those records and work for them. They've also been trying to compete with each other to break their own records, which is really awesome to see.
That it is. What are some of your favorite, do you have any favorite moments, memorable, funny moments from this season?
My most favorite moment was at this one meet. It was against Richmond. And you could just feel the energy in the team. We were going in there, and we were facing against this big school, obviously. But everybody dropped so much time. It was so awesome to watch. Everyone just kept going, chugging through, really pushed themselves till the end. That has to be one of my favorite meets. Some of the funniest moments were when we were trying to teach them to do the strokes, because let's just put it this way, they weren't exactly pretty at first, obviously. It was a struggle kind of watching them. It was sometimes a little painful to watch being an experienced swimmer. But they charged through. We've had some fun days in swimming where we've played sharks and minnows and watching them try to tackle each other and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty funny.
Baby steps, right?
Baby steps. Some of my favorite moments were too, I think was watching certain events and stuff. I remember watching Josie's 200 IM at sectionals, just flying through the water. She dropped 7 seconds on it. It was her final race in that one. She was able to come in second for a brand new swim team. This was awesome. And then another moment at sectionals that was one of my favorites was when we were the only relay in this heat. But they announced that we were this first year brand new swim team, and the whole place was just cheering for us in this relay.
That's awesome.
That was the most empowering moment ever.
That's awesome.
Had.
So before we close off the show, I want to ask one more question, and it's that since you started this brand new swim team, what advice would you have to other people who may want to start a new sports team or club in their school?
Patience and positive attitude.
Okay.
Because you need to be patient because brand new sport, right?
Right.
Some of these people do not know how to do this, so patience is key. Positive attitude, trying to keep them engaged and really push for it, tell them, okay, just improve on this, this, and this, and have them keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Because if you don't keep it going, then you're not going to get better at it, obviously. Also, another thing is work to make your sport great. I've been trying to really push the swim team this year, and I'm trying to push for some diving next year. We got one person kind of practicing some diving in there, so that's kind of a positive thing. But definitely those two things are the big key. And really make sure when you're kind of lead with a good attitude in mind. Because don't be negative or anything like that. You got to stay positive in all the good or bad times.
Right. Well, Katelyn, thank you so much for coming on. For more information on Seton Catholic Schools, visit www.setonschools.org. Please make sure to support all Seton athletics by attending games, including Seton Catholic Swimming. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to the official Seton Catholic Schools YouTube channel. I'm Colby Cox, signing off.